They thought they could break you with permission. That's the first mistake. They come at you with a borrowed stage, with scripts they stole from old movies, with a confidence so brittle you could shatter it with a single, slow blink. They spin their little yarn about how you're a mess, how you're the architect of your own damnation. They wanted you to believe their monologue, to crawl back to your corner and disappear into the shadows. They wanted you to flinch, to scream, to lash out. Because a real fight, that's what they understand. That's what they were rehearsing for. But a fight implies two sides. A fight requires effort. You gave them nothing, just silence. And silence, my friend, is the cruelest weapon of all. It's a ghost in their theater. It stands there, unwavering, while their spotlight starts to flicker. They thought they were the netwriters, the grand storytellers, spitting venom like it was a bedtime story. But the thing about bedtime stories is they always end. The monster doesn't get to eat the storyteller, does it? Surprise, surprise. The audience got bored. The static they were broadcasting got tuned out. People started to notice the flimsy backdrop, the crooked smile that didn't reach the eyes, the desperate tremor in their voice when they repeated the same lies. Their smirks, once so confident, now twitch like a bad reflex. Every time your name comes up, they don't get to mock you. They get to witness the applause you've earned simply by surviving. And your name, which they used to toss around like confetti, now comes with respect. Theirs? It comes with a shrug, a sigh, a slow, pitying headshake that says, "Oh, not them again." That's the brutal irony. The villain in their play became the hero in the real world, while they were relegated to the role of a bad joke, a walking, talking blooper reel in a business suit. What's funnier is the crowd. Oh, don't you love the crowd? They were eating up the show, weren't they? They laughed at their punchlines. They nodded along to the fake gossip. They leaned in, hungry for the drama, for the humiliation they thought was yours. They were so quick to pick a side when the story was simple, when the villain was clearly labeled. But now, the villain isn't so clear, is it? Now the same crowd that applauded their lies is clapping for your survival. The same hands that once threw tomatoes are now offering you a standing ovation. They didn't save you. They just needed a new show, a new protagonist, and they chose you. Don't be fooled by their cheers. They're still a fickle mob. They're just clapping for the winner this time. Their loyalty shifts with the light. And the light, oh, it found you, not because you begged for it, but because truth has its own gravitational pull. Now they're gagging on their own material. The jokes they wrote for you have become their epitaph. Every lie they spun curdled like sour milk, and the stench, it's unbearable. They walk into rooms not with the swagger of a villain, but with the desperate shuffle of a magician whose biggest trick failed. They're not feared, not respected, not even misunderstood. They're boring. They're the background noise to someone else's standing ovation. And that, my dear, is the final nail in the coffin. Because people don't fear fools. They laugh at them. They don't remember fools. They forget them. They're just a caution sign with a big red nose and a squeaky horn, and the more they try to fix it, the funnier it gets. Their apologies look like excuses. Their excuses look like lies. And the lies, well, they look like the same old clown, routine. the beauty of it all. You didn't lift a finger. You didn't orchestrate their downfall. You just kept breathing. You just kept existing. And existence. That's the one thing they never mastered. They needed masks, costumes, and a damn army of extras. You just needed a spine of steel that every lie bounced off of, every cheap shot left untouched. They thought they could bury you, but you came back as the show itself. They wanted to turn your name into a whisper, but it came back as a roar, and their name came back in mockery, in memes, and in the muffled giggles behind hands. The crowd loves a good pratfall, and they've been falling publicly for years. They're the punchline, you're the story, and the stage, the spotlight, the chaos. It was all yours from the start. You see, they weren't clever, they weren't dangerous, they were just loud. And loud without substance is just static. Static that gets tuned out. Static that gets skipped. Meanwhile, you became the main act. The spotlight found you because authenticity, my dear, is magnetic. They thought they were the directors, but the movie flopped. The budget blew. The lead actor quit halfway through. Now it's just them, trying to improvise their way out of a burning theater, but the audience already left. The lights are dimming, and the only sound left is the echo of their own lies, chasing them into the dark. That's the real tragedy, isn't it? Not being hated, not being mocked, but being irrelevant, being the punchline in a joke no one wants to repeat. And that is the sweetest humiliation of all. They tried to paint you as the fool. But have you seen them lately? Red cheeks, twitchy smiles, sweaty palms. They look like a magician who forgot how the trick ends, trying to pull a rabbit out of an empty hat. The whole deck is blank, and the crowd already knows the punchline. The audience knows it. The whispers spread. Why are they still talking about him? Why are they obsessed? And once that question enters the room, it's over. Because obsession doesn't look like confidence. It looks like desperation and clown shoes. It looks like insecurity tap dancing for an empty theater. The spotlight's a cruel mistress, isn't it? It shows every crack, every smudge, every twitch of panic. They thought the light would blind you. Instead, it fried them alive. So let's roll the credits. The clowns get no applause, no standing ovation, not even pity roses. Just silence, side eyes, and the eternal echo of their own lies. The joke they wrote for you is now carved into their own forehead, forever. They wanted your name to be a whisper of shame, but it became a roar of triumph, and theirs. It became a muffled giggle, a head shake, a meme. The only thing funny now is them. The audience loves justice when it comes with irony. And what's more ironic than the liar getting laughed off stage? The storyteller who forgot they were the only clown in the circus. They wanted you buried under the stage, but you came back as the show. And in the end, you weren't the punchline. You were the stage, the storm, the spotlight. Tell the Batman I said hello.